This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa bagong Pilipinas.
This is 13 News.
Let's get into the headlines right now. Signal number 2 is up over Batanes and some parts of Cagayan due to the Typhoon Inday as government agencies continue to ramp up efforts for its impact.
The Department of National Defense slams Chinese scholars' claims that Batanes belongs to China through Taiwan.
Malacanang challenges the camp of VP Sara to show evidence on Oplan Romanov claim an alleged state-sponsored plot to eliminate her and her family.
There's good news tonight. President Marcos Jr. approves the release of the fiscal year 2024 performance-based bonus for eligible government employees.
And actress Catherine Bernardo unveils her own Madame Tussauds wax figure.
All these and more here on 13 News.
We begin tonight's newscast with the government's preemptive measures in place as Typhoon Inday rains trigger flooding across several provinces.
Tonight, several shopping malls are offering free parking to the public in anticipation of heavy rains. IBC News correspondent Ezra Abad has the story.
Rains and stronger winds hit the province of Antique, with more than 50 households affected by floods in Thio, Hatay, following continuous rains enhanced by Typhoon Inday. In Maguindanao del Norte, asphalt pavements have been washed out and left undone following severe flooding, leaving roads broken and hardly passable. Up north in Cagayan Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office have prepared evacuation centers, issued no-sale zones, and pre-positioned food packs and response teams.
Now, since na-downgrade niya siya from super typhoon to typhoon, baka magkaroon kami ulit ng another pre-disaster risk assessment tomorrow for the final preparations.
Meanwhile, the Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, ensures that family food packs and non-food items are ready to be distributed to residents that will be affected by the typhoon.
Ay may enough prepositioned family food pack po tayo and the non-food item. Confident po kami dahil sapat naman talaga.
Up to 4.7 million family food packs are on standby, while 270,000 non-food items are pre-positioned at DSWD regional field offices across the country. Over at Metro Manila, Pag-asa said it is expected to feel the full impact of Typhoon Inday by Friday and Saturday. In response, the Office of Civil Defense NCR have hoisted blue alert status in the area and are currently coordinating with response units. The Metro Manila Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council have instructed NCR mayors to suspend classes tomorrow. The Philippine National Police, or PNP, are also on heightened alert.
The PNP will be activating its disaster preparedness and response protocol, search, rescue, and retrieval teams, quick response teams, and disaster response personnel are on standby for immediate deployment.
The MMDA have also ordered shopping malls to offer free parking to the public. SM Super Malls, Robinsons Malls, Vista Malls, Philinvest Malls, and Mega World Malls will open their parking spaces to the public. The free parking scheme only applies for overnight hours, from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. After this, the malls may charge regular parking fees during the mall operating hours. Ezra Abad, IBC News.
Tonight, Typhoon Inday maintained its strength as it moves west-northwestward over the ease of northern Luzon. Latest data from Pag-asa shows the center of Inday was spotted 780 kilometers east of Apari, Cagayan, packing winds of 165 kilometers per hour, as well as gustiness of 205 kilometers per hour. Pag-asa says Inday will pass closest to extreme northern Luzon between tomorrow evening and Saturday morning, but will not make landfall on the Philippine Mass. It is seen to remain as a typhoon when it exits Philippine area of responsibility by Saturday morning or afternoon, and then weaken further into a severe tropical storm when it makes landfall over the eastern coast of mainland China. Tonight, signal number 2 is hoisted over Batanes, as well as the eastern portion of Babuyan Islands, as well as the northeasternmost portion of mainland Cagayan. Pag-asa says there is minor to moderate threat to life and property, so residents are urged to remain vigilant. Signal number 1 is up over the rest of Cagayan, Isabela, northeastern portion of Quirino, Apayao, northern portion of Abra, Kalinga, among others. As a precaution, several local governments have already suspended classes for tomorrow. These include Antique, Aurora Province, and Batangas. Likewise, classes in some parts of Cavite, Laguna, Lanao del Norte, and Negros Occidental are suspended. Meanwhile, preschool to senior high schools in some parts of Antique have also canceled classes, as well as daycare to senior high school in Basista, Pangasinan.
Meanwhile, a magnitude 4.5 earthquake jolted Tuba Benguet around 2 this afternoon, sending residents rushing to safety. Intensity 5 was felt in Baguio City, where locals immediately carried out earthquake safety protocols. PHIVOLCS reported no expected aftershocks or damage in the affected areas. Meanwhile, in Cebu, ashfall blanketed several towns including Toledo City, Aluginsan, and Pinamunghangan. This following a 3-minute moderate explosive eruption of Mount Canlaon this morning, prompting class suspensions. Airlines were also forced to cancel 54 flights and divert 3 others.
Chinese scholars have drawn sharp reaction after claiming that Batanes should be part of China, a move being described as another example of Beijing's lawfare strategy. The Philippine government has dismissed the claim as baseless and ridiculous, urging Filipinos to debunk the lies. IBC News correspondent Janina Magundayo has the details.
Chinese scholars are claiming Batanes was part of China. Sealight founder and director Ray Powell revealed as much when he talked about a symposium that Sino academics held at Jinan University on June 30.
They are starting with a provincial level paper, provincial level state media report. Future, I'm sure there will begin to be officials, government officials talking about this. But this is Chinese lawfare in practice, and we are seeing it in real time.
According to the report, Chinese scholars claim that the agreement violated Chinese sovereign rights, as Taiwan is supposedly part of the People's Republic of China. The scholars even went on to say that the Batan Islands, or Batanes, is a natural geographic extension of Taiwan and should have been returned to China as part of post-World War II treaties on territories that were annexed by Japan. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro dismissed the Chinese scholars' claims as laughable.
It also validates yung sinasabi natin na they have the plan to control the whole Pacific Ocean. What is this for, right? And we know, walang basihan ito, kalokohan ito. And it's ludicrous. This will galvanize the Ivatan people against them, wherever the Ivatan people are located. So, if there is galvanization, strengthening of anti-China efforts, they have only themselves to blame.
Janina Magundayo, IBC News.
Malacanang has rejected allegations by Vice President Sara's camp that the administration is interfering in the impeachment proceedings. Meanwhile, the Senate Impeachment Court has subpoenaed the Vice President's Chief of Staff to testify next week on the alleged assassination plot. IBC News correspondent Harley Valbuena has the report.
Chief of Staff of the Office of the Vice President, Attorney Zulaika Lopez, briefly appeared at the Senate today but for only administrative matters, according to Senate Secretary Ray Bantug. She was subpoenaed by the Senate Impeachment Court, ordering her to personally appear and testify at the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte on July 13 and 14. Prosecutors, meanwhile, confirmed they will present witnesses next week to support allegations that VP Sara contracted an assassin to target the President, the First Lady, and former House Speaker.
Meron ho kaming matibay na ebidensya na ilalabas sa susunod na linggo.
There is no such thing as a conditional threat.
Meanwhile, the palace hits back on allegations by VP Sara's camp that Malacanang controls the National Bureau of Investigation, being under the Department of Justice, which is under the Office of the President.
Para ipakita at nag-insinuate na may kinalaman ang Pangulo sa pag-iimbestigang ito ay ang pinakamababa sigurong klase ng argumento.
The palace stressed it is the mandate of the NBI to investigate the death threat made by VP Sara, even if she insists it was conditional. It also challenged VP Sara to show evidence on Oplan Romanov or the alleged state-sponsored plot to eliminate the Vice President and her family. While providing assessment on the impeachment trial is not a job of the executive branch, the palace still believed that the first 3 days of the impeachment trial were done in order.
If the issue involves the President at kailangan sagutin with facts, so yun lamang po ang gagawin natin. Ipapakita.
Hardy Valbuena, IBC News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has approved the release of the fiscal year 2024 performance-based bonus for eligible government employees. Malacanang said the Department of Budget and Management has confirmed that the bonus will be released this year. The funding for the performance-based bonus is included in the 2026 General Appropriations Act, which the government said could allow for an earlier release of the incentive.
Ang fiscal year 2024 performance-based bonus para sa mga kwalipikadong kawani ng pamahalaan ay ipoproseso at inaasahang maipagkakaloob ngayong taon.
Coming up next, a month after his death, friends and families continue to pay respects to Ateneo student-athlete Rene Baterbonia. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Flavors worth craving. Stories made to inspire. Restaurant every Friday at 4 p.m. on IBC 13.
Ateneo de Manila University President Father Bobby Yap faces the Senate Committee on Basic Education for its investigation on the tragic team-building activity where 2 student athletes died. This as tributes continue to pour in for Rene Baterbonia in his hometown. IBC News correspondent Patrick Lupo has the full report.
A month after his untimely passing, Rene Baterbonia's gravesite in Talacogan, Agusan del Sur was filled with flowers from family, friends, and supporters honoring the life of the young athlete. The LG of Talacogan also paid tribute to its hometown hero through a commemorative video. Until today, questions remain about the tragic team-building activity of Ateneo Blue Eagles in Dipakalo, Aurora. During the hearing of the Senate Committee on Basic Education, the Philippine National Police revealed that the student-athletes were not wearing life vests during the activity. Resort owner Francisco Zubi III testified that the team had been warned about the dangerous rip currents.
Sinasabihan po namin sila na na meron mga rip current dyan, tinuturo ko po yung mga rip current kung nasaan yung
Pero
mga rip current.
sinasabi nyo bawal lumangoy.
Pag red flag po, pinagsasabihan po namin sila na bawal pong lumangoy.
Clear yun na bawal.
Opo.
The Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office of Dipakalaw also confirmed that the area has long been considered hazardous due to strong waves and rip currents, with at least 8 drowning incidents recorded. Ateneo de Manila University President Reverend Father Bobby Yap was also present during the hearing. He expressed his condolences to the families of the 2 student athletes and apologized for the tragedy.
Our support for those affected does not diminish our commitment to care for every member of our community while the legal processes are ongoing.
Senator Bam Aquino stressed that the proposed School Safety Act should be prioritized to help prevent similar tragedies, strengthen campus security, mental health services, and anti-bullying programs.
Ang school safety ay hindi lamang responsibilidad ng DepEd o ng paaralan. Responsibilidad po ito ng whole of nation. Responsibilidad po ito ng buong bansa. Responsibilidad ng mga magulang, ng komunidad, at higit sa lahat, responsibilidad po ng bawat isa sa atin.
Meanwhile, the Department of Labor and Employment has resumed its clarificatory hearing on the employment status of Ateneo head coach Tab Baldwin, focusing on whether he should have obtained an alien employment permit and whether an employer-employee relationship exists between him and the university. Patrick Gupo, IBC News.
The Supreme Court has dismissed the consolidated petitions questioning the legality of the No Contact Apprehension Policy, or NCAP, in Metro Manila. The High Court ruled the petitions had become moot following the adoption of the Unified Metro Manila Traffic Code of 2023. The court also dismissed the cases over procedural issues, including lack of legal standing. NCAP is a traffic management system that uses CCTV cameras to automatically capture traffic violations without requiring a physical traffic enforcer. Earlier, the DICT and MMDA launched NCAP services on the eGov.ph super app. With this, motorists can now conveniently check their NCAP records online.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. bids farewell to Republic of Korea Ambassador to the Philippines. The chief executive conferred upon Ambassador Ling Sang-hwa the Order of Sikatuna with the rank of Grand Cross Gold Distinction. Such honor capped a tour of his duty that elevated the two countries' ties to a strategic partnership. Meanwhile, the president also welcomed former United Kingdom Prime Minister Sir Tony Blair to Malacanang Palace. Blair, now leading the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change, continues to shape global conversations on governance and public policy. The back-to-back meetings highlight the president's busy diplomatic agenda, underscoring the country's growing role in international dialogue.
Actress Catherine Bernardo unveiled her own Madame Tussauds wax figure earlier today at Glorieta in Makati. Bernardo is the 5th Filipino to have her own Madame Tussauds figure, joining Filipino icons including Manny Pacquiao and Ann Curtis. Fans can see her figure at Madame Tussauds Hong Kong starting July 17. Meanwhile, actress and socialite Heart Evangelista continues to turn heads at Paris Haute Couture Week. The Filipino fashion icon attended several high-profile shows, including Robert Won's Fall 2026 Couture Show, while also wearing designs by Manish Malhotra. Meanwhile, Taylor Swift fans are buying pieces of wedding trash collected from outside the venue of her reported wedding to Travis Kelce in New York City. Artist Justin Kinyak collected discarded items from around Madison Square's perimeter and put them up for sale. The items included cigarette butts, an Apple AirPod, and even an ovulation test kit. Some Swifties have paid up to $25 for the items, saying they wanted a keepsake for Taylor's special day.
After her historic Wimbledon campaign, Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala is set to return home for a homecoming celebration next week. Telecommunication giant Globe has announced a fan meet event on July 15 at the Glorieta Activity Center in Makati City, where Filipino fans will have the chance to meet the tennis star in person. Following her homecoming, Ayala will return abroad to begin her hard-court campaign at the Mubadala DC Open in Washington, United States on July 27. She is expected to compete in a star-studded field featuring some of the world's top players, including her recent Wimbledon opponent, Jasmine Paolini. For the first time, the Philippines will host the biggest women's basketball tournament in the region, the 2027 FIBA Women's Asia Cup in Cebu City. The official tournament logo was revealed during a brand launch ceremony, while the newly opened SMC Side Cebu Arena was confirmed as the host venue. 8 of Asia's top national teams will compete from July 10 to 18 next year, with Gilas Pilipinas women enjoying home court advantage. Strong typhoon sent hundreds of snakes
Abangan ang talakayan ng mga kabataang may talino, may tapang at may puso.
Lahat ng mga estudyante ay may karapatan sa pag-aaral.
Naiintindihan namin yon. Pero ang tanong, feasible ba yung pinapropose ninyo?
Ang tinig ng kabataan, ating pakinggan dahil ang bawat argumento may punto. Kasama sina Faith Santiago, Princess Jordan at Kuya Jude Asidre. Balitaktakan, tinig ng kinabukasan tuwing Sabado, alas 6 ng hapon dito sa IBC 13 at Congress TV.
In news abroad, a strong typhoon sent hundreds of snakes into China after floodwaters swept them away. Meanwhile, the U.S. continues its strikes against Iran following the end of the ceasefire. CJ Reyes has more on these international developments.
In China, snakes were swept into floodwaters after Typhoon Maysak severely hit the Guangxi region. The snakes were washed downstream from a breeding farm, including venomous cobras. Residents were urged not to use their bare hands to catch the wild animals, while local officials increased anti-venom stocks. The United States continues its strikes against Iran following President Donald Trump's announcement that the ceasefire is over. The U.S. Central Command said the operation targeted Iranian military assets to destabilize and, quote, further degrade their ability to threaten freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz, unquote. The agency said its forces have now struck an additional 90 targets following the initial wave of 80 launched after Iran's attacks on 3 cargo ships. Meanwhile, FIFA announced its first ever halftime show for the Club World Cup Finals on July 19 at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. The star-studded lineup includes Justin Bieber, Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. In other news, legendary pop singer Bonnie Tyler, best known for timeless classics such as Total Eclipse of the Heart and Holding Out for a Hero, has passed away after spending weeks in intensive care at a hospital in Portugal. Her family announced her passing on social media. She was 75 years old. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
And before we wrap up tonight's newscast, we bring you the results of the PCSO's 9 p.m. lottery draws. For the Lotto 642, the winning numbers are 38, 29, 27, 28, 42, and 2 with a jackpot prize of 10 million pesos. For the Super Lotto 649, the winning combination is 44, 23, 21, 16, 36, and 10 with a jackpot prize of 63,053,200 297 pesos and 45 centavos. For the 6D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 1, 8, 6, 4, 9, and 4. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 3, 2, and 4. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 4 and 18. There is no winner for the Lotto 642 and Super Lotto 649. Tomorrow, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will lead the 10th anniversary of the 2016 Arbitral Award at Conrad Hotel in Pasay City. The arbitral ruling serves as a nationwide affirmation of the Philippine sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea. The President will lead the event of the Arbitral Award that acts as the enduring guide for Philippine foreign policy.
Also tomorrow, the Department of Education will launch nationwide active shooter drills in schools. The drills will serve as a standard emergency protocol to help school officials protect learners during an active shooter incident following the recent school shooting in Tacloban City. It is unfortunate that there have to be drills now in schools, but anything to protect students and learners.
Yes, and of course, it's also good to practice these things because school should be a really safe environment for the students and also for parents to have peace of mind.
And the faculty members as well.
Yes, and also another thing is we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of the ruling on our sovereign rights, and I think, you know, it's really good that we've preserved this all throughout.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, and those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and give you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.